Hello everyone, I am Anthropomantic Fiend, and usually I do horror-related things on the internet, but today it is that time again, and I'm going to give you a little list of all of the stuff that I listened to and enjoyed in the past month. Not everything, but recent discoveries. If you want a basic rundown on what the format of this video is, I suggest watching the past few favorite song of the month videos. As always, there will be links below to a YouTube playlist of all the songs, a Spotify playlist. There are a couple songs that were not available on Spotify that are both covers, so I've just put the originals in place of those two songs. And I will also be linking just my huge personal Spotify playlist if you just want to browse that and find other things to listen to, because that's the whole point of this video. First of all, we have Amaranth, as covered by Crewish, and I talked about this before. Crewish is actually Nightwish's crew. Nightwish is my favorite band, and because of the pandemic, Nightwish hasn't been able to tour and the crew haven't really been able to work. So they decided to band together and put together their own independent album of Nightwish covers, and all the profit from the album goes to them. They did really fun, unique spins on all of the songs, and one of my favorites is Amaranth, which is sort of a beautiful mid-tempo piece of fantasy metal in typical Nightwish style in the original version. They decided to do a reggae version of the song, which I never thought would work, but it works so well. I don't even know what else to tell you, except that if you like Nightwish, just go listen to this. It's insane. And if you're not familiar with Nightwish, listen to the original first, then listen to this. It's crazy. I absolutely love it. It is so much fun to hear one of my favorite Nightwish songs with a reggae spin. Then next up we have Dance on the Strings by Lindsay Schoolcraft. I talk about Lindsay Schoolcraft a lot on here because she is one of my favorite musicians, and she just put out the Worlds Away album, which is predominantly harp covers of older songs, along with a few new songs. And I believe Dance on the Strings is one of the new songs. I might be wrong about that. But Dance on the Strings is basically about, seeing one of your friends pulled away from you because of a controlling relationship. And it is a very melancholy, sad song, but it is extremely beautiful, much like basically every other song on this album, but it is just beautiful harp playing, beautiful voice, beautiful strings, of course. Just listen to this whole album. It is a wonderful album, and I love the gorgeous artwork on this thing. Next up, we have Heartbeat by Gaia Guarda. I believe I'm saying that right. And she is a musician that I actually found through Lindsay Schoolcraft when the two did a collaboration, and she is coming out with her debut album right now. I believe it is called Anatomy of Fear, and this is one of the songs off of that. All of the songs that I've heard off of Anatomy of Fear are really, really beautiful. It is sort of this combination of ethereal, folky, harpy stuff, kind of like what we get from Lindsay, but with this much more electronic vibe to it. I don't quite know how to describe it, but it's really beautiful, more in the sad category of music, because I love making myself miserable, even though sad music kind of also makes me happy. It's a weird thing. Highly recommend checking out Gaia Guarda in general, but Heartbeat is one of my favorites. Next up we have another song from Ayreon, who I mentioned in one of my past favorite songs videos. Ayreon are a prog metal project by Anthony and he gets a bunch of musicians to do stuff, and he tells these big grandiose stories in typical progressive rock fashion. This one is from Transitus. I'm putting the whole Daniel's Descent into Transitus medley on here, but specifically the portion of that is Listen to My Story. This part is Tommy Karavik from Camelot. His character has, I think, died and descended into Transitus and is meeting with the Angel of Death, as played by Simone Simons from EPICAL, in a very sassy manner, and it is wonderful. And it is the two of them sort of going back and forth because he feels that he wasn't meant to die yet and needs to get back to the love of his life and apologize to her and set things right. I haven't listened to the whole trance of this album, so I might be getting the story details wrong, but it is basically him pleading with the Angel of Death, and the Angel of Death being like, all of you are alike. There's a whole line that you're holding up. Everybody pleads for your life, just get on with it. But she decides to take a chance on him and send him back into the world of the living in some form or another. It is just really fun because it really brings out the extremely sassy side of this Angel of Death character that Simone is playing, and you get to see that especially in the video. You can tell that both of them are having a lot of fun doing this, especially Simone. Then we have a song from a band that features someone who I consider a friend, someone I've gotten to know over the course of this pandemic, and that is the band QUAM and the song Dirty Feet. And QUAM is sort of a classic punk slash pop punk, I guess, band. They're a punk band fronted by Felicia Lobo, and Felicia runs the horror movie channel Girly Gore, 10 gazillion times bigger than me, obviously. She runs the horror movie club that is Wednesday every week, and I go to that regularly, and we hang out and we talk about horror movies, and it's wonderful. I had kind of known she had had a band forever. I had just never thought to check them out, and then she mentioned them in one of her reviews, and I was like, I should just finally listen to QUAM, and I did, and they are wonderful. This song is one of many of theirs that I love, but this one just stuck out to me for some reason as the one that gets stuck in my head the most, so I put it on here. The music video for this one is also really fun. I literally just watched it, but it features Felicia's dog, Toby, who always gets the spotlight on her horror movie club live streams and in a lot of other videos as well. Toby is just wonderful. And it also features the whole band getting pelted with various food items, which sounds like a pain to clean off of your instruments. I wouldn't have been able to deal with that, but they seem to be having fun doing it. And then we have, because this has somehow become mandatory with every single favorite songs thing I do, I have to throw at least one Amaranth song in, and that song is going to be Fearless, which is the first track off of Manifest, which I finally listened to all the way through. Fearless is honestly classic Amaranth. It's one of their faster songs. It's got a little bit more of an aggressive, heavier edge to it, but I don't really know what else to say other than it's classic Amaranth. Lots of trading off between all three vocalists. It's just really fun, heavy, catchy classic Amaranth. I've kind of gone over what Amaranth's sound is like in the past few videos, but I really just recommend checking out their whole catalog because I love them. And then next up, going back to Simone Simons of Epica, we have Epica with their brand new single, Abyss of Time. Epica is a band that I've loved for a long time. I love symphonic metal in general, starting with Nightwish, but then I discovered Epica. They have a much more punchy, heavy, dark sound in a lot of ways. This is very much classic Epica. It has the grandiose, beautiful operatic vocals from Simone and some awesome, heavy, more death metal influenced parts with growls from Mark. I haven't delved too much into the meaning of this particular song, but there's always a lot of really cerebral, philosophical stuff going on in Epica lyrics that I love diving into, so definitely looking forward to listening to the upcoming album. I think it comes out the day before or day after my birthday, so that might end up being a birthday present to myself, I don't know, but love Epica and highly recommend this song. Because I am, for some reason, addicted to Amaranth, I had to put another one of their songs on here, holding the album upside down, but that song is Boom. Boom is, like, my favorite Amaranth song now. One of my favorite songs that I discovered from them in the past is the song GG6, which is their vocalist Henrik, who kind of goes by GG6 now. That's kind of his pseudonym. It's him taking the spotlight and almost rapping with his growling vocals and then trading off with Elise, and it is just much more angry and attitude-ridden and wonderfully over the top in a lot of ways than other Amaranth songs, in a way that I really, really enjoy. Boom is basically GG6 but on steroids. This time it is Henrik and I believe Nils trading off vocals. Henrik has gotten way more complex and insane with the kinds of vocal patterns that he's doing. He's doing a lot more fast growl rapping, I guess, and there's all these wonderful cheesy little moments. He literally says at the beginning, "Hold up, let me put my shades on," and he puts on his sunglasses in the video, which I have to get to in a minute. Elise actually has a growl in the song, which is a wonderful new thing and a wonderful little surprise. There's a cameo from Heidi of Butcher Babies doing a little voice bit, and it is just really over the top and really fun. The video, which just came out this month, adds to that even more because it is the band's slaying zombies, which is something I never thought I'd see, but it is wonderful. It is Amaranth in their own little super gory action horror movie. So highly recommend this song and highly recommend this video. This is probably my favorite Amaranth song as of now. Then we have Chaos Lover by Black Sunday, and Black Sunday is one of the projects of BlaK, who is someone I believe I had heard of for a while but hadn't really checked out, but I discovered his music and really started getting into him because of my friend Rachel, aka Delia LeFay. I will probably link her below somewhere, but she reviewed his song Beware the Witch, which I really enjoyed, and I checked out this song because it is apparently part of a trilogy that will be completed soon, consisting of Chaos Lover, Beware the Witch, and another song. And this song kind of rides the line between goth and punk in a way that I really enjoy. The video is really enjoyable. Rachel actually makes an appearance in the video. It is just really catchy, melodic, dark, gothic, punk-ish music. I don't really know what else to say, I just really enjoy it. Then we have kind of the odd song out on here in that it is a orchestral piece from a soundtrack, and that is CASPER'S Lullaby by James Horner from the movie Casper. I actually hadn't seen the 90s Casper movie until this October, when a few different people saying that they really loved it prompted me to finally watch it with my family. I ended up really loving it. It's pretty goofy in some places, but surprisingly really heartfelt, and this piece in particular kind of gave me chills, and it is just a beautiful orchestral piece with some wonderful piano in it, and it is one of the more memorable pieces of score from a film that I've heard in a while. And then finally we have 2 Minutes to Late Night, who I have talked about before, covering Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. In the style of Iron Maiden, 2 Minutes to Late Night isn't really a band, it's a YouTube channel, and they get guest musicians from a bunch of other groups and places to cover songs. I included their Crazy Train cover that was kind of helmed by Chelsea Wolfe and kind of informed by her style in my very first favorite songs video. This features members of bands like Protest the Hero and Death Clock and quite a few others, all covering the iconic classic Oingo Boingo song Dead Man's Party, but in the style of Iron Maiden. I don't even know what else to say. It's just a combination of a bunch of things I really love. So once again, all the links to all of these songs will be left below in the form of playlists. I will also include just my giant favorite songs playlist. There are thousands of songs on there, or over 1,000 songs on there, and feel free to browse that. And I will also include links to some of the musicians I mentioned, as well as Rachel's channel, I think. Thank you for watching my video, and hopefully I will see you in another one. Bye!
The emptiness we've created for